Hi, this is Erin, the founder of Lady Bee Collective, and we're gonna try this again. There she is in the corner. Um, but I just wanted to talk about healing, which is kind of ironic because honestly, this one right here is super healing for me. So, in my ebook, The Healing Process, I talk about deciding that I need to be healed. So, for me, there were just many toxic patterns and behaviors that I picked up, that I learned, and I wasn't always conscious of this, but life kind of happened and things just weren't working, and I wasn't happy, and I was depressed and mostly anxious. And after a while, I just knew that I wanted to commit to me. You know, for so long, I committed to everybody else, right? And I never really put that commitment to me. I would go to all ends of the world for other people in different areas, and it would be so easy for me to want to do that. But for me, it was like I didn't think I deserved that, and I didn't put in that same effort towards me. So I thought, I'm gonna do this. I hear about self-love, I hear about healing, let's do it. And it was hard. It was not what I thought. I thought I would sit around and just do face masks and take time away from certain people and just cut people out and just change my patterns, right? It sounds simple. No, it was really, really hard. I felt like I mentally and physically broke down, and I did. And I realized that this wasn't just like a healing type thing. This was going to have to be my lifestyle. Like with everything I went through and the trauma and the anxiety and my nervous system and everything, I knew that this was a lifetime commitment. And that scared me. That scared me shitless, for lack of a better word. It really, really did. And I almost had to cocoon in this little bubble because everything triggered me. And I was so raw and scared, but yet hopeful, right? You know, I'm trying to practice new behaviors, and I didn't understand, like, why is this so hard? Like, I should just be able to change them. And it was so hard for me, so hard. And I think it's hard for a lot of people. And you can see in the ebook just more of what I talk about with this, but what I wanted to do today too is just kind of tie it into real life. So when I decided that I would heal, like I said, I cocooned. I kind of stayed in a safe spot, right? Because I didn't think I'd be able to deal with much. And there came a point where I had to decide that I had to go back into the real world. And the thing with that was that going back into the real world meant that my triggers were there, meant that my old behaviors and patterns were there. And that scared me so much. I just kind of would make excuses why, like, I didn't go back there. And sorry, this is a day for her. Like, I don't know. I tried this video once, but again, I just have to go with this. But when I went out in the real world, and I found myself even more anxious. I sometimes would go somewhere and just leave right away. And I wanted to just go back to this little world that I made for myself, because I finally felt like I had made some traction with growth and doing all of that. But I didn't know how to live in the real world again. I really didn't know how to explain to people that I was healing. You know, like, you always feel like you have to have an excuse for healing. Like, what, were you sick? Like, did you have a serious addiction? It's like, yeah, no, you know, not to what you think, but we all have these things. We all can heal. Every single one of us can go on this process. So it was really hard not only to explain it to people, but the same things I used to love to do, I realized were negative coping mechanisms. Like, it wasn't as fun to go out to the bar and not get drunk, or go and hang out with friends and not, you know, gossip, or just talk about something that's comforting, or be around family and friends where the same dynamics continued. I had less willingness to sit there and want to deal with this. And again, it became very hard. So I had to, it's kind of the theme here, it's difficult. And I had to kind of make my life for me. And I started doing that and really enjoying other activities that I always wanted to do, but I just never knew if I could really get past this anxiety and this trauma and all of it. And I finally did. And I was really, really happy. And then the pandemic hit. And you would think, since I was in all the time and I had experienced a significant period of time of not leaving the house, not doing anything, not seeing many people and healing, that this would be really easy. And at first, it wasn't as hard, but the whole world outside of me was suffering, including myself. But, nervous about this virus, nervous about getting it, the financial aspects of it, everything about it. It was like, this world is scary enough, and this hit, and it's just something we never thought would happen. And as I began to get used to it and try to see why it was happening, I don't know why she just humps me like this. It's really weird. But again, this is part of it. Just go with it. I started to kind of, again, get used to it. And once again, places were starting to open up. And I felt like it was kind of like the healing, where I was going to have to go out there. And I was so nervous. And part of the healing was, learning to stick up for yourself, to do what's right, to do the next best thing, to do what's right for yourself, what's right for others. When you kind of lose your voice, you want to then use it. Like I was figuring out who I was, and I was going to be brave and courageous. And then the pandemic hit, and then all this injustice that was happening, and stuff that, this is a very touchy subject because I don't know how it feels, and I've made the mistake of talking about this before, and it just wasn't my place, and it came across wrong, and I'm not sure exactly how to phrase it. But when all of this was happening, it was so overwhelming, and I can't imagine how it was for anyone else. But for everybody in general, the pandemic and then this beautiful disaster of sequences of things happening and people being able to speak up and be free is like everything that I've ever wanted, for the world I lived in, for myself. But I found myself cocooning again and feeling scared and feeling like I wanted to say something, but I didn't. And I was angry and I was mad, and it brought up all these feelings that I used to have. And it was like I never healed, right? It was like I never went on this journey. And the thing is, it was challenging me, and I broke a little bit. I really broke, because I didn't want to keep going. And then that's when I realized healing doesn't stop, and you have to live in the real world. And all the things that I wanted to do, like speak up and not care who cares what I think, because I'm being real and authentic to me and to others. This is what I dreamed of moments like this to happen, so I can have my view and help and be there. And I crumbled. And at first I felt like a failure, like I crumbled. I didn't really know what to say. I felt lost. I felt nothing was correct. Nothing would be the same. And then I started realizing I was meant to crumble, right? I was meant to crumble and unlearn things and relearn things. And that's what it forced me to do. And it forced me to show up when I didn't want to. And I realized that it's just like the healing process. It's step by step, and you have to make the conscious effort to want to go on this journey, to help others, to speak up for others, to trust in yourself, to speak for yourself, to make your own decisions in life. That the world was going into chaos, and it was up to me to do my part, to take it back, to know that there was chaos, but know in my heart and in my mind that I'm going to still work towards healing, and I'm going to use everything that I have learned, and that this is just another bump in the road, for, again, lack of better words, of the healing that happens throughout life. Like, life is going to happen, and I can't cocoon, and we can't cocoon forever. And I think that when these challenges arrive in the moment, oh my gosh, I love her so much, but I don't think I can do another video today, seriously. So I'm just gonna go with it again. Bottom line is, we just have to keep going with it and know in the moment that it's uncomfortable, and that's good. And there's discomfort, and it's going to make us grow, and it's going to have us show up. Remember, you dreamed of this, right? You wanted these moments. We all did. We wanted these moments where we felt heard and we felt loved and we felt like we can help others and we felt like our opinions mattered. And they do. And so it's time for us to start seeing that this is the time to speak up, yet also listen and just keep going on that ride. Just keep being open-minded. As long as you're willing to learn and be open-minded and willing to change and go along, even as hard as it is, even when you're shaking, even when you're crying, even when you're exhausted, you can't take anymore, it's your time. And healing is part of that. And we all have healed. We have all gone through that process. And we all kind of sometimes just don't want to do it anymore, right? We really want to do it because it's what drives us, but we're really just exhausted. And I'm here to just kind of say, when I wrote that, I didn't know any of the world was going to happen like this. I thought I was immune to this. I thought 2020, like there's no way pandemics happen, and there's no way that racism should still be happening like this. And it was shocking to me. And I'm just trying to get the mindset where this all happened because at the end of the day, as humans too, we all are sick and tired of being treated a certain way. And I am not speaking for anyone else but me right now when I just say that it's our time to take back ourselves and to really take those dreams and those things that we just never thought would happen and make them happen, and sit in this discomfort, which I've been feeling for so long. I can't imagine how other people have been feeling, but I know for myself I've been feeling for a while now, and we just have to go with it. So that's it. I know this was kind of a mess. I started it earlier and then she was a part of it. So this is going to be my video for that. Again, if you want to check out the healing process, it's an ebook on my site, ladybcollective.com. You can check that out. You can download it. And we're just going to keep going through that ebook and the rest of them. The one before that was Guide to Taking Back Your Power. You can download that for free and just check it out. Every day I do stories on my Instagram. I put up posts. And just, yeah, I'm open to collaborating, working together, doing lives. My main thing is wanting to help people, but women more in general, take back their life, step into their power, accept themselves, grow, learn, relearn, unlearn. And I don't know why I'm smiling like this all the time. And just go with it. And also really try to destigmatize mental health. So you can find a lot of things on ladybcollective.com. If you have more ideas, if there's more things you want me to talk about, I'm always here to do that. And again, this YouTube, I forgot. I started a YouTube channel. It's very raw, very unedited. I'm usually in the same clothes. And I just mostly, besides my apartment tour, they're all about the ebooks. And so I think I'm going to continue that route as well as I'm opening to doing more sharing parts of my story, as well as more mental health, primarily anxiety. So I will talk to you next Monday. I hope you enjoyed this. It's probably all over the place, it kind of is, but I hope you can take some things from it. And to me, that's the most important, is just to get everyone thinking. So comment below, share, like, I don't know, subscribe, all that stuff that I'm really not that good at. So have a good rest of your night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.